Alright, so I was playing the game No More Heroes, trying to get ready for this retrospective that you guys voted for, and everything was going well, walking around the school with a lightsaber, people were setting me on fire, I got electrocuted. Overall, it was just a really fun level, or at least it was until the boss fight at the end. The boss of this level, Shinobu, has to be one of the most infuriating and frustrating boss fights ever. Okay, maybe ever is a bit of an overstatement, but the boss fight was pretty shit, bro. And the main reason for this is the fact that a lot of its hardships come from shit that you can't even control. For example, the area that the fight takes place in has these pillars all over the place. The game says that these pillars are supposed to be used to hide behind and not get hit by our range attacks, but its use here is fucking asinine. I mean, think about it. Realistically, it takes more effort to try fucking finesse your way behind these thin-ass pillars than it is to just dodge roll out of the way. Or, you could literally just walk. Like, you could actually just walk from these attacks. If you walk either left or right, you will be able to avoid most of her charge up attacks. But the fact that there's pillars in the area just fucks up your movement and gets in the way. Like, it almost forces you to try hide behind them, even though it's worse. Like, doing it isn't as effective as dodging, but it's like you're forced to do it. The main thing that killed me during this boss fight and resulted in me doing it so many times was me trying to dodge an attack, a pillar gets in my way, and she can just hit me and kill me. Like, this thing that is here to help you is actively working against you. Yeah, and that reminds me of another thing that really grinded my gears about this boss fight. Shinobu has these charge up attacks that do more damage than a normal attacks, and you're not able to block them. She just has this ranged shuriken throw and this like stabbing slash attack. In the beginning of the fight, they don't do crazy amounts of damage, but as you go on, it increases. Okay, but like, hear me out. Of course, it makes sense that her attacks do more damage as you progress through the fight, and it works for her shuriken attack. Instead of just throwing one, she starts throwing multiple in a row. It's not insane, but if you're not careful, it can kill you if you get caught by them. Like, this works. This is a good progression of the attacks. It makes sense. It's an evolution, like Pikachu to Raichu. It's good. The slash attack is not good. She goes from having one slash that does moderate damage to having an attack that, if it touches you, puts you in a 5-second animation that will insta-kill you. And if it doesn't instantly kill you, it'll leave you with such a minimal amount of health that it's not even useful. Because like, here's one thing you need to know about this boss fight. You can't fight Shinobu without taking damage. Like, seriously, unless you're a fucking pro at the game or you want to spend like 2 hours slowly chipping away at her health, you can't do it. And the fact that the fucking horrendous environment is the only reason that insta-kill attack was hitting me is just, it's incredibly annoying. It's the icing on the shit cake. Also, one last thing about the pillars is that they fuck up your lock-on detection. Let's say you dodge an attack from Shinobu, and instead of hitting a pillar, you actually end up behind one. This stops your lock-on. I would dodge an attack from her and have to awkwardly try to reposition the camera while Shinobu is fucking attacking me. I mean, to be fair to Shinobu, the non-existent fictional character, the lock-on in this game is just kind of fucked up. When you dodge, it automatically brings you out of your lock-on. You can only dodge when you're locked onto something, so it's like, it's a perpetual cycle of fuckery. Like, quick tangent, but there's a lot of stuff like this where it's like, there could have just been easier ways to make this not as complicated. You didn't have to make, that didn't have to be a thing in the game. There are multiple examples of shit where like, just give it a different button, just give it a different input. It's just confusing and weird, but who cares? Good, cool game. But anyway, this wasn't as annoying and flagrant as the late stage charge up attacks, but it is still prevalent and annoying. Shinobu's boss fight had potential, bro. Like if you stop and think about all the ideas and shit they tried to do, it could have been really good. Like, I mean, the pillars idea isn't horrible, but the implementation of it was just piss poor. Like, the environment was just far too cramped. I do like that she's one of the few bosses that really prioritizes dodging, but dodging in this area fucks up your lock-on and leaves you open for attacks. The choreography of her attacks and how she's open for attacks at certain times, but if you attack too early or too soon, it just fucks you up. Like, this shit could have been good, but it feels like they just resorted to cheap tactics to artificially increase Shinobu's difficulty. I mean, like, here's what it really comes down to. All in all, No More Heroes is still a great game. Travis Touchdown is still a good name, and Shinobu could... This was your boy Jugo Young, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.